So this is Sifu Slim, and we're back talking about inflammation. And flax seeds. So flax seeds are filled with omega-3 and fiber, and wonderful thing to have. These are from whole seeds. Got them at Trader Joe's, and you have a few options on how you can get these things ready for consummation. And the problem you'll have if you just put these in your cereal is that they will generally pass through your digestive tract intact, and you won't receive the benefits. So you can grind these up in a coffee grinder or nut grinder. That will provide some relief. And when I travel, I don't travel with a nut grinder. I just take these and I put them in water, good water, overnight, and then they soften up, and then they make them chewable and much more digestible, even if you don't chew them, I would imagine, because they're waterlogged and soft. So put them in water overnight, and that'll be a great piece of the equation for balancing out your inflammation. You want to have, in some reports, you want to have 1-to-1 omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. Others say you want to have omega-3 2-to-1 or 5-to-1. Use your own judgment, see what works. I don't make a big deal about it. I just say let's get some omega-3 into my system through fish oils, nut oils, and other ways you can get omega-3. Fish is one great way, and nuts. So look into that, make up your own decisions. Hydration, so I mentioned water and glass, so keep up the water with glass. You can keep the water and glass in your car, unlike the plastic bottles that leach, and aluminum water bottles, and even steel, which has nickel in it, stainless steel. Water does not leach, glass does not leach, and you can leave this in your car, and the heat won't be a problem. You'll just be drinking tea temperature water, or 80-degree water, depending. And then coconut water. And again, these companies and the sourcing, I don't know about. This is from Trader Joe's, and they probably have a contract with a company. This says it's a product of Brazil. Down here, product of Brazil, and they tell you the date. Shake well. It's pasteurized. I don't know why you'd need to pasteurize coconut water, but it's not from concentrate. That's good news. You don't want juices from concentrate. More on the lower inflammation, butter. So depending on what your diet is, vegan, vegetarian, or omnivore, etc., here's salted butter. I don't have a problem with salt for active people who don't have issues related to sodium. I think salt is great. The word celery comes from salt. Salubrious, meaning delicious and good for you. Salute. The salute is from good health, and which comes from salt and salubrious. And salt's always been an important factor in species of animals and human beings. You have to have salt. So this butter has salt in it. I don't have a problem with salt, and it's a high fat content. And if you're a hiker in the outback, especially in the colder areas, your survival pack will contain chocolate, which is butter with some sugar and chocolate in it, and it could also contain a stick of butter or more, and that allows you to survive much longer, more dense in terms of calories than almost anything else you get your hands on. So there you have that. Ginger and other tuber plants, turmeric, etc., are wonderful for inflammation. They increase circulation. They amp up your system. They help you remove toxins, and toxins are also related to inflammation. So you want to have a low toxin diet the best you can, and you want to have things that increase your circulation and that bring things through your system like plant-based foods like this, and the fiber from flax and other products. Number one on my list for low acidity, which is another thing, you get your acidity down in balance and increase your alkalinity. Vegetables do a wonderful job, especially the green leafy vegetables and celery. So celery is wonderful for a few things. One, it's a prebiotic, and that means the natural flora that you have in your intestinal tract needs a place to live and grow and go from billions to tens of billions, right? Celery's number one on my list. Onions do it, many other vegetables do it. But celery is so easy. You cut them up in these little pieces of 2 to 4 inches, and you take that with you in a container, and you have them with you. And you eat, twice a day is a good time, a good frequency to eat celery. So that's wonderful. And that will get your acidity down. It will clean out your system. It's a fiber, so what a fiber does is if you were to have a cake filler, when you're making like a pastry type thing, a pastry bag maybe they call that, and you squeeze that, just like your peristalsis in your intestinal tract, the muscles of your abdomen will squeeze that intestinal tract and push things through. Well, if you give that a seashell to scrape, like you were scraping the fat off of a skin if you were a hunter-gatherer with a seashell or a rock, the celery and other fibrous foods do the same thing. So imagine your peristalsis having little pieces of fiber like celery, which actually takes more calories to digest than it gives us. Really cool thing. So it scrapes that through and it goes all the way through your system, taking out things from your intestinal walls that you don't want there. You want all that stuff to be processed through. And celery lowers your acidity, so do a number of other vegetables. So get your acidity down, and that will help decrease your inflammation and balance out your system. So 2 things on wine. If you're not relaxing at the end of the day, and that means you can't sleep. So the best way to relax, of course, is the natural way. And there are a number of things. There are physical activity, there's meditation, there's reading, there's mindful practices, there's cuddling, there's intimacy, there's foam rolling, all these wonderful things to calm the mind down, calm the body down at the end of the day. Even physical activity. A lot of people say don't work out at the end of the day. I disagree. I say if you're connected to your mind, body, and spirit, and you can go out and go for a walk or a run or even work out at the end of the day, and you teach your body how to calm itself down. I mean, you're tired after a workout, so you could go right into a calming thing. There's no reason why you can't do that. I mean, if you work out high-intensity interval training, the effects of that last for 2 to 4 days. So, come on. If you do that in the morning, it's still 2 to 4 days. So when you're doing that at the end of the day, no problem at all. Use your own judgment, see what works for you. But wine, of course, ups your inflammation. It's got a lot of sugar in it. Alcohol is an intoxicant. So inside of you, toxin means poison. And your endocrine system has to process this and get it out of your system. It takes the blood from your brain, takes oxygen away from your brain. That's where you get intoxicated. But the positive sides of alcohol done wisely is that it could relieve a little bit of attention. It could loosen you up. You may have a conversation with others, or you may be able to get in that loose feeling that you have when you do alcohol the correct way, not the blotto feeling that you get when you have alcohol the wrong way. So you do alcohol, and I'm not suggesting that people with alcohol issues or people under the age use alcohol. I use it very infrequently, and I don't use it to go to sleep. I use it maybe at a cocktail event, a little soiree, something like that, to have a drink and mingle with people. very occasionally. It's not part of my weekly, monthly process. It's just very occasionally. I like the diets that get the sugar and the alcohol out of the body. I'm a big fan of those. Too much sugar in the diet, and for many people, too much alcohol in the diet. So, so nuts are great. Pistachios are great. These are salted, and I think these are pretty cool. Pistachios, sea salt by Wonderful Pistachios, Lost Hills, California. Again, I have no idea of the sourcing of these pistachios, but these have no shells. I like the ones with shells even more, but these are quick and ready to go if you want to have some fat and some salt and all the other good things that pistachios. This definitely increases your libido for most men who use this wisely. It's part of the process of libido enhancement, and nothing wrong with that. Grounding. So if you were to look out here and you look at the ground of rock, of sand, of concrete, probably from the 1980s, and grass over here, and then macadam or tar over there, and then sand, and then grass and greens and fairway, etc. All of this is grounding. Once you go into the carpet inside the hotel, you're no longer grounded. So concrete definitely transfer the voltage from the ground to you. That works fine. And wood doesn't, carpet doesn't, rubber doesn't. Those are non-conductive materials. So what I do when I sleep, and I read this years ago from an Olympic team that wanted to improve their sleep, they used a grounded mat. And so this is a mat, and it's very weathered because I've been using it for probably 7 years. And it's got a little wire that runs, that's connected to it. I just fold it up, make everything nice and easy. Fold it up, slip it inside your pajama at the waist. And then the other side, very thin wire. It's not uncomfortable at all. The other side goes right into the grounded outlet of your power strip or of your three-pronged outlet, and you get grounded according to the videos that I've seen and the literature I've seen. It works. There are other people that disagree with some forms of grounding. I agree with it. I think it works, and Olympic teams have been using these types of things, and many other health-conscious people have been getting grounded to the earth while they sleep, while they work at their computer, when they're surrounded by electromagnetic frequencies, EMF, radiation, and I say do the best you can to reduce that EMF, because a lot of people have their laptops and their smartphones connected to them too many hours per day, in your pocket, in your breast pocket, in your ear, lots of EMF radiation going on. So there's some tips, and pick up a book. I mentioned Lance Armstrong's War by Daniel Coyle. Love this book. Again, he followed around the team for a period of months and got to see the inside training habits and lifestyle habits and political decisions. You know, a group means politics, of the U.S. Postal, which was Lance's team for, I think, all of his Tour de France victories, if I'm not mistaken, or most of them. And he followed them around, and he wrote an incredible inside look, and he had approval to live with them. So these people, the coaches, the other teammates, and the other teams and their coaches, he got to see what was going on and talk to all those people on an intimate basis for many months. And he wrote this incredible book about it. It's really good. And then I like English author who lives in America, Lee Child, best-selling author over the last 10 years. And there's Lee Child right there. He writes about a private detective nomad called Jack Reacher, played by Tom Cruise in the films. And Jack Reacher is 250 pounds, 6'5", and Tom Cruise is about a lot less than that, maybe 165 and 5'8", something like that. So strangely cast. I give Tom Cruise all the credit in the world, but this is not a movie for you. This is Jack Reacher. He's a big dude, and his personality has a lot to do with his large size and his slow speed of foot. So, but anyway, very good if you like detective novels. And winding down the end of the day with some fiction or some personal growth or some fun reading, some stimulating, relaxing reading is very helpful. So there you have some ideas. I'm going to get back to my celery. It's time for me to do a little probiotic. I do intermittent fasting, so I eat about after 14 or 15 hours from night till the next day. So dinner at 6 to 6 in the morning is 12 plus 3 more hours would get you to 15, 13, 14, 15. So 6 to 3 would be 9 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes I push that much later. I can go all the way till 2 or 4 in the afternoon, eating once or twice per day. Your human growth hormone goes up, your testosterone goes up, you clean out your body, you lower your acidity, your body gets back to a great homeostasis, and you don't need all that eating and digesting, which is a lot of work for your system. So prebiotics, good. Probiotics, I'm not so sure. You can look that up. A lot of them are killed off by the stomach acid. You can use your own opinion on that to formulate your opinion. Wishing you all the best in your health, happiness, and wellness. I'm Sifu Slim. Back to the celery. Aloha. Please like, give a thumbs up, please comment, and please subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see more of from your happy, fit, wellness, fitness, lifestyle coach, Sifu Slim. Available if you need me for conferences speaking, and available if you need me for your own personal or family's health benefits, mind, body, and spirit. Aloha.